These are the solicitations for August
Ooh.
of this year. I've not really looked through these too much. I did see one or two things sort of like posted separately. I will say that for the first time we're using the League of Comic Geeks solicitations page. So if anything is missing or there's anything weird that doesn't link up with the other sites, it's just because of that. Hopefully everything is accurate and up to date.
I will say I do like the way that they do the layout because they have the writer, the penciler, or the artist, and then with the way that the variants lay out, you can clearly see whose variant is where.
Yeah, they're all labeled.
Right, because they have the names underneath them, which is nice. So we don't have to guess anymore. The cover's on the right most of the page, so it's very nice and clean. So hopefully, this is a trend that continues.
Aped was better than Newsarama, but I like this just purely because I don't have to cycle through all the variants before I get to the title of the book, which in some recent months you could tell I was kind of stalling to see what the next book was. So, all right, let's get into it. Batman 163 is up first. Mora Hush 2. What else is there to say? Brace yourself.
Hatoosh.
Hatoosh. Hatoosh, indeed. And this will be the last one before the new team on Batman. And Batman's relaunching issue 1. Yeah. So Batman issue 1 will be in September, they announced previously. So we'll see what goes there, which means... I mean, I see a legacy number for Batman anyway, but it'll be another chapter into the legacy numbering by the time we get to that. Absolute Batman issue 11 is next. Bane's looking like he's had a few too many cheeseburgers on that cover.
Yep. Hey man, when you put on that much muscle, you need the protein. So I hope he's eating clean.
That looks like a lot of flab. I'm not gonna, that's might just be the artist style on the cover, but that's what it is.
Mass moves mass. Don't ever forget.
Absolute Superman issue 10. We got Absolute Wonder Woman issue 11. We got
a good cover.
Absolute Green Lantern issue 5. And then Absolute Flash issue 6. And then Absolute Martian Manhunter issue 6. So yeah, all the absolutes just kind of stacked together there. And all of them have been varying degrees of good, so no complaints to see them all continuing. Immortal Legend Batman issue 1. This is Kyle Higgins with the writer, and Mac Grimm, also writing, with artist Dan Mora and Erica Urso. Does Dan Mora not have enough books? What's going on here?
I don't know, man. Dan Mora, take a break, bud.
Take
a breath. It's
wild.
okay.
I'll read the description of this one because it's new and I have no idea what it is. Humanity broke the barrier between our universe and our universe's shadow. From the void came the horrific apparitions that craved nothing but destruction. But from this terror, a legend was born, a warrior who found a way to access the energy that binds our universe and the shadow universe, transforming him into the cosmic Dark Knight. The immortal legend was named Batman. He fought to keep us safe, but then one day abandoned the war. Though he didn't disappear entirely, now they say he hunts a rogues gallery of monsters born from the shadows. I still feel like I have no idea what this is.
Almost like, do you remember years ago where there was the Cosmic Punisher book? This feels kind of like that. Out of continuity kind of deal.
I do not, no. That's not even ringing a bell. I mean, it definitely feels out of continuity. This, I mean, even the Batman on the cover of this, he's got like a full like mask, like he's got like a metal covering over where the mouth is. So it does look a little bit. I don't know if I want to say anime per se, but it definitely looks like it's maybe got a little bit of like a Power Rangery sort of tilt to the design. So,
which makes sense with Kyle Higgins. He's done a lot of Power Rangers, right?
That is true. Yeah, he's done a lot of Power Rangers. Yeah. So, that's what it is. And then next up, we got Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum issue 1. So this is a new Black Label book.
Ooh.
Yeah. I will say the one downside to these solicits that I'm noticing now actually is the little section that says if it's a limited series or not.
Yeah.
That section is just not even there. It doesn't seem to be.
No, they're just throwing them all together.
Yeah, so so that's a bit of a shame, but obviously this is a limited series.
We haven't had too many Superman Black Label. So what's this about?
Have we had any?
I mean, does the Last Days of Lex Luthor count? Right.
I think that does count. I think that is a Black Label book.
Yeah, we've had that one off the top of my head. There was the one that we stopped reading where he got stuck in space. Was that a Black Label?
I don't think so. I don't think that was Black Label.
Okay. But yeah, I think Last Days of Lex Luthor is the only one that comes to mind.
Okay.
So
the team behind the critically acclaimed Ice Cream Man comes to DC to apply its singular storytelling style to none other than the Man of Steel. 4 new kryptonites have been discovered in deep space, and Superman needs to know just what exactly they will do to him, lest the colorful rocks of his home planet fall into evil hands. With Batman at Superman's side, the DC Black Label Superman event explores the consequences of each never-before-seen variety of kryptonite. You're just saying the same thing you did in the first part, but okay. So yeah, this is writer W. Maxwell Prince and artist Martin Morazzo. I have never read Aimstream Man, so I don't have any attachment or expectations based on that. I did see some people were excited based on those names, but new to me.
That said, the spectrum on the cover is all kryptonites that we have seen.
Yeah, they're not new. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've seen green kryptonite before. There's a sneaking suspicion.
Green, red, gold, and blue. So
ringing a bell.
I'm curious to see what's coming up. You know,
what does blue do again?
Blue is the it's the Bizarro one, so it hurts Bizarros, but it gives Superman extra powers.
Okay.
You know, it makes him stronger. Yeah.
All right. Superman 29. There's gonna be the legacy number here though. That's nice at the bottom of the solicit. Yes, I'm fine. I'm cool with that. But yeah, this is doing some more Absolute Legion stuff. So yeah, more big, like line-wide DC sort of building going on there, which is cool. It is a nice cover as well. To be fair. Oh
man, there's a David Aja cover, who people would know from Fractions Hawkeye.
Is that I always said Aja.
Yeah, well, Aja.
I didn't, because I didn't know who you meant there until I looked at it and went, "Oh, I know who he's talking about now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Who's Aja?"
So there's Aja. Okay. Guy from Fractions Hawkeye.
I didn't realize the band that did Take On Me were doing comic book covers.
So that's cool. I mean, Fraction bringing some of his buddies over.
Action Comics 1089, more of Mark Waid's Superboy stuff, so we'll see how that goes. And then we have Superman Unlimited issue 4, so again, we're kind of on the brink of that starting, so we'll see how that is very, very soon. But that's cool.
Why is it Superman Bat, and why do I love it? On the cover.
I think you have to separate that out a bit just so people know what you're saying. Man Bat.
Yes.
Not Superman Bat. Super Man Bat.
Man Bat.
Yes.
Why? I need to know, but I am okay.
I mean, it's a cool cover. I'll gotta give it that, if nothing else.
Yes.
Supergirl issue 4. Obviously, we'll be talking about issue 1 a little bit later today, so look forward to that. Wonder Woman 24 up next. More King and Sam Pierre. Nothing to be upset about. And then we got Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman issue 3. The miniseries that's coming from King and Belen Ortega, of course, who did the backups earlier in the Wonder Woman one, so natural kind of spin-off there. And then we got Justice League Unlimited issue 10, so we're got more of that. Then we
Do you see that Redondo Plastic Man cover?
I do see it. Yes, where he's making like a, how do I describe this? It's like he's making like the skeleton of a building with his body. Like
a framework over the course of it looks really cool.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if Plastic Man features heavily, or if it's just Redondo just picked the characters. Like, hey, I can pick anyone. It's Justice League.
Yes, Justice League Unlimited. I am unlimited in my choices.
Yes, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2 issue 3. Yep, more of that. I mean, I'm excited. I enjoyed the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't kill Guy again, which is the only problem.
Mm-mm.
But
next up, Jason Todd.
And then we got another new book, Justice League Red issue 1. So yeah, weird team on the cover here, but I'll read the solicit text before we get into that. So it's writer Saladin Ahmed, who of course has been doing a lot of Marvel stuff over the past like 5 or so years. Clayton Henry on the art. Here's the description on the book here. The Justice League has a new Spec Ops team so covert the founders can't know it exists, and its leader is the only hero who could keep the JLR off its radar. JLR? Oh, JLR, Justice League Red. Okay.
Justice League Red.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure. Because I thought it meant keep JLU off this team's radar.
Yes.
But I get what it's saying now, but I had to think about it. Anyway, so because Red Tornado is the heart and mind of the Watchtower, watching, protecting into the future, and his projection point to the apocalypse as a direct result of concentrated power of the JLU. When your Justice League ID card lights up red, Reddy needs you. Reddy, don't call him Reddy. For the fate of humanity and for yourself, because you don't want to find out what Red can do with what he knows about you. Sounds like a threat.
That sounds sinister.
Yeah. So on the cover here, we got a very interesting team on this, but you got Red Tornado, Deadman, Power Girl. We got Simon Baz, Cyborg, and what's her face at the side?
Red Canary.
Red Canary. Thank you. I feel like every time there's a Red Canary, they change like how the the mask. The mask was throwing me off because it looks. I'm like, what is this mask? But
I was just going off the jacket and the sticks.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I like the concept. I always love like a B level team that's doing things. You know, I was a big fan of Outsiders back in the day. I like Secret Six, the original run. This feels a little sinister with what Red Tornado is up to. So I'm curious. I'll definitely be checking it out.
I think Ahmed, from what I've read I've not read much of his work, but I seem to think it was solid enough when I did try, like maybe his Miles Morales book or whatever. I will say the roster of the team isn't like, setting my world on fire, right? There's no one here that I'm like, oh, that's my favorite of that corner kind of thing. I think the one that I'm probably the most interested in, bizarrely, is Deadman. I think Deadman's kind of a cool, like, 5th pick, if you will. But
yeah, how does his card work, right? Because he's a ghost.
It's
so like, how does he have a card that reaches into the afterlife?
It's an astral projection card.
Okay. I also like the concept that he possesses people and makes them forget they're on the mission. You know, it's like, oh man, who do we need? Okay, I'm gonna jump into Nightwing.
Yeah,
I feel this like one.
So they've put on Red Canary, right? Or it's not Red Canary. Sorry, Red Arrow. No, Red Canary.
Yes.
Wait,
no, it's Red Canary. That's I got confused.
Which red am I talking about? Okay. Right, Red Canary, and they've got Deadman who's in red. Red Tornado's red. Power Girl's got a red cape. We're kind of pushing it there. But Simon and Cyborg feel like there's nothing red about them. Where's the like maybe a Red Lantern could have been on the team here, or
I mean one of the ginger speedsters. I mean they were red anyways.
I mean they were red, yeah. Like, it doesn't even matter which one it is.
Yeah, they were red anyways.
As long as it's one of them wearing red. Yeah. But I mean, which I wouldn't have said that you had to do that, except that because half the team is in red, it feels like they were trying to go for that, but didn't do it with every member. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm curious. Obviously, we'll check it out when it launches in August. But yeah, what the hell is this? Cheetah in Cheshire robbed the Justice League issue 1. What? Greg Ruckel and Nicola Scott.
I'm never gonna shut up about this.
Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. What is this?
Scott with Cheetah, and it's a heist. Let's go.
A daring heist aboard the most secure facility in DCU. Cheetah and Cheshire assemble a team of misfits and oddballs to pull off the impossible, robbing the Justice League Watchtower and getting away with it. All that stands between them and pulling off the most daring heist in history are a few tiny complications, such as the most sophisticated orbital platform ever constructed, its AI-driven security system, and one other thing, the smartest and most powerful heroes in the DCU. Eisner Award winners Greg Rucka and Nicholas Scott bring you a slick, stylish heist that guarantees fun, laughs, and more than a few twists and turns. So I'm assuming this is a limited series.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I was never going to assume it was a one-shot or an ongoing, but I thought maybe if it was like a big issue, maybe a one-shot, but it's regular size, so I'm going to assume it's a 5 or 6 issue kind of thing. So Rucka's doing a DC book again? Like, how long has it been?
What was his last one?
The Lois book, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
This just sounds like they're letting him cook. So I'm here for this one.
It's exciting. I'm happy. And I'm also happy Nicholas Scott's doing art again. Art with him in particular is also like a nice combination.
Well, and also I do love seeing Cheshire. And so to see, who else they're going to have lined up here. And I'm glad it's not just, they're doing a heist, but it's not just Catwoman, right? We're expanding it a little bit. She happens to be a woman that's also a cat with Cheetah.
The cover's also pretty cool. With the sort of the claw marks ripping open the JL logo with Cheetah and Cheshire behind the opening. Yeah. Although I will point out here, as much as Matt is going vertical over this team doing a Cheetah story, keep in mind Nicholas Scott didn't do the issue that Matt always brings up from early Rebirth. That was an Evely.
It wasn't. Yes, that was Bocas Evely. However, it was alternating with the Nicola Scott.
It was, yes.
The Nicola Scott.
Well, that's why I'm pointing this out, though, because I think it would be very easy to mix this up, because she was doing Wonder Woman issues at the time, just not that one.
Right.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very excited. Love me some Barbara Ann.
Yeah, I knew about Superman Red, and I knew about whatever came up earlier. I did not know about this, though. This genuinely surprised me when I scrolled down and saw those names. So
very cool.
Yeah. Neat. All right, Detective Comics 1100 or 1100, if that's what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
This is oversized. It is a 56-page, $6 book, which has Taylor, I assume, doing the main story, but we also have stories by Dan Waters, Greg Rucka again, and Marika Tamaki. So I like all those names.
So when you read the solicit, Rucka's working with Alvaro Martinez Bueno, who also does the Nice House stuff. So like, I think Greg Rucka's just calling his shots right now. He called in favors.
Oh, Matt, I
hope he's okay.
I think you're missing the lead there. Like, he also used to do Detective Comics. I think that's maybe more important.
Bueno did?
Yeah, did he not do Detective when Tynion was doing it?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn.
I can't look on here.
Google it. Google Alvaro Martinez Bueno.
I'm doing it right now.
Detective Comics and see what comes up.
All right, so read the rest of this while I'm doing this.
I'll read the solicit text. Okay, it does some stuff about how it's been 1,099 issues until now, but whatever. Tom Taylor and Mikkel Yannon join forces once again to tell a heartfelt and action-packed story of Batman rescuing a young boy's best friend. Greg Rucka and Alvaro Martinez Bueno team up for a tale that asks the question, was Gotham better off before Batman? And Mariko Tamaki reunites with Detective Comics collaborator Amankini Hulpin for a yarn that explores Bruce Wayne's world outside of the cowl and how his double life as Batman intersects with his alter ego's actions. Dan Waters and legendary artist Bill Sienkiewicz bring us a story that illustrates just how similar Batman's motivations are to the criminals he has sworn to fight against. And yeah, I mean, these all sound good. These all sound fun.
Yeah, Dan Waters and Sienkiewicz is a great combo too.
Huh? Oh, did you not make any headway on that?
No, so there is a couple, like there's one or two Detective Comics where he popped in, but nothing too long, like Detective 962, and of course he's in all these other collections, but he did more Justice League Dark, which I did not remember him doing.
No, because I knew he was on a DC book before Nice House started, because I remember already knowing who he was.
Yep. So it looks like here, so like Detective 943, 958, 959, so these might have been backups. Because I don't remember the full art being there.
that may be the case.
There's not like a whole run. Yeah.
But it sprung to my mind immediately that he'd be on some detective one way or another. So
the first time I remember his name was for Nice House, so I just had assumed that's where.
No, I remembered it from before then. There is a nice Jock cover for this detective issue as well.
Yep.
As well as
so like the Redondo.
the Sienkiewicz cover is really nice as well. Actually, very haunting, that one.
Yeah, so.
Right. Huh? Nightwing 129 is next. That's still Dexter Sai, so that's still going there. Very cool. Is that a new outfit that Nightwing's got on that cover?
It looks like it looks way more armored.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just like a plot specific thing. It kind of looks like it, but we'll see. Batgirl issue 10, more of the same team we've been enjoying on the book.
We're getting dangerously close to Iron Fist, and I mean that in a good way. With Cassandra, that last issue hit so many things that I love.
Did you like that last issue?
I did.
Yeah, me and Connor were kind of lukewarm on it. We said it was the worst issue of the book so far.
Yeah, but I like what they're doing with setting up her mom. I just drew a blank on her name.
Shiva.
On Shiva. So, but again, it was hitting some of the Immortal Iron Fist type stuff with the different groups up in the mountains and them running and then training and all that stuff. And I very much like that kind of stuff. So, I mean,
I will be
fine.
I will be happy when it's back to its regular storytelling. Yeah. I did not like the journalist Shiva thing. When
it's more focused on Cass, it's better, of course. But I quite like that issue.
Then we got Batman and Robin 24.
We're still going, huh?
Well, it says
still got a memento.
This says it's the memento conclusion. So it's ending that arc at the very least. So we'll see. So we'll see how that goes. And then we got Batman Superman World's Finest 42. Adrian Gutierrez on the art for this one. Yeah, okay. Catwoman 78 is there. And then we got Birds of Prey 24, which Sami Basri on the art, who's obviously been kind of on and off the book already.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. Harley Quinn 53 is there. Poison Ivy 35 is there. I'll pause so Matt can comment on any covers that he wants to highlight.
No, none of these. The Harvey one's nice. Let me click on it, make sure it's not a thumb, nothing. Yeah, the Harvey one's nice in the middle.
Okay.
Those are a little bit of graphic, kind of the vines coming out, a little weird, but yeah, no.
Yeah. Aquaman issue 8, we're still doing Dagon stuff. That's all I've got to say on that. And the New Gods issue 9. Obviously, that's been one of the highlights of the current DC landscape. Yep. So, yeah, that's cool. Flash 24. Yep. Look.
The hell is that?
The cover's kind of cool. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Well, there's a cool Redondo one, too, where he's running across and there's panels.
Yeah. Still no interest in going back to this run, but cool cover all the same. Yeah. Green Arrow 27, so that's still ticking away. Then we got Green Lantern 26, V. Kenneth Marion on the art with Jeremy Adams on this one. So that's cool. Oh, there's a legacy number for this one. Is my legacy numbers on this right? Because I sort of did it on my own, and I don't know if they've ever officially given me a Green Lantern legacy number.
I don't think so either. That's the first time I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's around there though. It's in the upper 500, so I think I'm close if I'm not bang on. I'll have to check that next time we've got one. Green Lantern Corps issue 7 as well, of course. Naturally, right by its side. Titans 26.
Looks like they're connecting covers on those two. So it looks like the Predator's hand, the entity for the Violet Lanterns.
Oh sure, I see it. Yeah,
is reaching across. So that's gonna look cool together. Anyways, Titan 26.
Yeah, I've got nothing to add. The title's all I was going to say on that. And then So yeah, Mr. Terrific Year 1, Issue 4, up next. So that's one that's not started yet. GSA Issue 10 is there. We got a New History of the DC Universe Issue 3. This is more of that Wade book, which is not started yet. And then we got Secret 6 Issue 6. Fire and Ice When Hell Freezes Over 5. And then Robin and Batman Jason Todd Issue 3, which is the Jeff Lemire and Dustin Wynn book, so definitely something we'll be checking out. And then we got Batman and Robin Year 1 Issue 10, which has been the best Mark Waid book of recent months. So that's still building to its conclusion. We got Batman Dark Patterns Issue 9. And once again, this is the finale of the arc. So again, it's a 3-issue arc. I mean, we kind of expected that at this point, but it's just nice to know that he's sticking to this 3 issues per arc.
Yeah. Structure. Well, I love how on this it says Case 3, right? So it lets you know. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then we got Batman Last Halloween Issue 9. That's the penultimate issue of that one, I believe. And then we got Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice Issue 2. Green Lantern Dark Issue 6. I swear that keeps getting more issues than I thought it was supposed to have. Because they are slightly bigger as well. It's not like they're regular size, so they definitely feel like a Black Label book. Even though they're not billed as that, they're billed as just Elseworld, I think. But still, that's interesting. It does say she's facing off against New England once and for all, so that might be the final issue. It's not saying that anywhere, but I think that's just because the solicits here don't say that in general. So then we got DC versus Vampires World War V12, which I think is the final issue of that one. And then we got Resurrection Man Quantum Karma Issue 5. We got Batman Harley Quinn Issue 1 Facsimile Edition. Okay, that's a Paul Dini issue. Oh yeah, it'll be from the 80s, I guess. So then we got Batman Giant Size Special Edition 163. Some more Facsimile editions of Action 23. Then you got Teen Titans Go Issue 6, and then we're into the collections here by the looks of it, because we got Supergirl Universe Ends, which is Action Comics. So this is the backups from that.
That's the backup.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will be buying this for my shelf because I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, we figured they'd collect that on its own. Yeah, it's got the backups from Action Comics 1070 to 1081, and then the Supergirl Special Issue 1, which didn't really have much to do with the rest of that story, but I guess that's got to go somewhere. So it's getting
fair
lumped with this. So fair enough. Teen Titans Together trade. Cami Garcia. So this is one of those young adult graphic novels. Same with Little Batman Month 1. And then Peacemaker Presents the Vigilante Eagle double feature. So that's getting collected. And then we got Shazam Volume 4, Welcome to the Overlords, which is the Josie Campbell final arc. So, cool. And then we got Justice League The Atom Project, collecting the recent miniseries. Challenges of the Unknown trade paperback, collecting that recent miniseries. Metamorpho the Element Man, collecting that recent miniseries. A lot of miniseries recently getting collected. And Two-Face Trial Separation, which is what they're calling that Two-Face mini. It just just finished.
I wish that's what they had called it from the beginning.
DC Finest Supergirl Body and Soul. So this is the 1990 series. This is
the Earthbound Angel stuff. Yeah, from Peter David.
This is issues 1 to 18 and a couple of annuals and a special. So they did do. This is kind of weird, actually, because they did do big collections of this run. I don't know if they finished it, but they did the first 3 volumes, which did get up to about somewhere in the mid-30s. This is maybe slightly bigger than those, though, so hopefully they keep this one going so the entire run can get collected. But that's interesting. But
it's about 25 issues. So, Showcase 96, number 8, 1 through 18, Annual 1 and 2. So, yeah, about 24 issues.
Yeah, give or take. So yeah, it does say here that they've listed Gary Frank as a writer. I suspect that's just a mistake, unless I'm misremembering him writing some stuff. But you know, is what it is.
Yeah, because it says in the solicit, astonishing reinvention of Supergirl with artists Carrie Frank and Cam Smith, featuring stories published between September '96 and February '98.
Yeah. So you got that. You got DC Finest Static Playing with Fire, which is collecting issues 1 to 15 of Static and a couple other tie-in issues. And then we got Batman The Long Halloween DC Compact Edition. Speaks for itself. You've got Crisis on Infinite Earths Absolute Edition, so that's a new printing. This has probably been printed about 5 times at this point, because it's just probably. I mean, was this the first thing they ever did an absolute of? It might have been, because it feels like it's the one to do. There's also Birds of Prey by Gil Simone Omnibus Volume 1. So that's cool that they're collecting that in that format. That'll be at least a couple of volumes, I suspect. The main series here is issues 56 to issue 90. So I wonder if the second book would take the jump to when she did a little bit of the new volume after Brightest Day, which was a bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. And then we got Green Lantern by Robert Venditti Omnibus Volume 1.
Oh, that's a hook it to my veins. That was the good stuff. Hal and Pals.
Yeah, I don't think I guess the Hal and Pals in this first one, though, does it?
Oh, no, this is before the Hal and Pals. Right. Remove it from my veins. Hook it to my veins when we get to Hal and Pals.
Yeah,
this is
New 52.
This is where Venditti was first starting.
Yeah. Or, well, it depends if you still want to call it New 52 at that point, but it was late New 52. Where he sort of jumped onto Green Lantern stuff. So that's right. That. I assume Volume 2 would be when we get to the Hal and Pals stuff.
We get to that stuff.
Yeah. Spectre by John Onstrander and Tom Mandrake Omnibus Volume 1. Some interesting omnibuses getting published, I'll say that much. Jonah Hex All-Star Western Omnibus.
Hardcover, 1,064 pages. Good Lord.
Why are you acting? That's nothing compared to some of these omnibuses.
I know, but that's still a lot of pages.
1,000's normal.
I'm looking at these other ones, 888.
Yeah, but 1,000 is still
856.
Pretty normal for an omnibus, though. It's the Teen Titans by John's one, which is 1,500 pages that you can complain about. 1,000 is nothing.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining. I'm like, that's a lot of All-Star Western that I want to read, but I'm not shelling out 125. I'll get them in smaller chunks if they ever do it. You know?
Batman Black and White Compendium. So that's the thing. Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, Book 3 trade. And then you got Swamp Thing by Len Wein and Kelly Jones Deluxe Edition hardcover. So that's kind of neat. It's a hefty 400 something pages for just a deluxe, so that's cool. And then American Vampire Book 2 trade, collecting 13 to 25 and the Survival of the Fittest miniseries. So it's just one of those big thick trades, doing big chunks of the run. Justice League by Scott Snyder and James Tynion the Fourth Omnibus Volume 2. So yeah, second chunk of that. It also includes the Batman Who Laughs 1 to 7. So it's and Hell Arisen 1 to 4. So I mean, I guess that's good in a sense, but also it does add a lot of padding to.
Yes, it does.
The overall thing.
It's also Batman Who Laughs as well. The Grim Knight. So it's a lot of extraneous stuff. It's not just Justice League.
Well, yeah, but that's just a one shot. What you just said.
Well, yeah, the Grim Knight does, but there's Batman Who Laughs is 1 through 7.
I know, I said that. I said that in the initial list.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I didn't hear you.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's that, and then there's Batman Arkham Asylum, Living Hell, the deluxe edition, which is a Dan Slott book.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know what this is either. Weird. And then there's also House of Mystery, the Bronze Age Omnibus, new printing of this. So that's actually kind of a whale that that's something that's had a second printing, to be honest. Red by Warren Ellis gets a new printing in paperback. And then you got Red Hood Outlaws Volume 5 trade, one of Connor's favorites.
Yep. Gift that to Connor. You know what? It's only $14. I might gift that to him. He'll love it. This is the webtoon stuff, though. So,
Yeah, Brave and the Bold, Volume 3, Demons and Dragons trade. Authority Omnibus Volume 2 hardcover. So that's a thing. And that wraps up the Solicits. That was a lot of collections this month. Jeez. Alright, Solicits are done. There's a couple of interesting things in there. Mainly Justice League Red, that Cheetah and Cheshire book by Rucka is kind of fascinating. And obviously that Superman Black Label book's the other new thing to kind of mention. But cool.